students, today we are going to learn the first chapter of 9th Science 1, Laws of Motion. To understand the laws of motion, let us observe the some examples given below. Now look at the first example. The man is riding on the bicycle and the cat is walking on the road. So, can you observe that? Can you tell that from the following examples which objects are in motion and which are in steady position? Yes, in first example we can say that the man is riding on a bicycle. That means he is moving. So he is in motion. Cat is also in motion. In second example, the girl is playing with bat and ball. So bat and ball are also in motion. Now let us observe the third example. In third example, one newspaper, notebook and one pen are given, but they are steady at one place. That means we can say that they are stationary objects. Now in the last picture, there is a train which is a moving train. That means the train is in motion and the bird is also flying. So bird is also in motion. So these are moving objects. But in the adjacent picture, there is one house and one tree. House and tree, these are not moving. So we can say that these are stationary objects. First let us understand the objects which are in motion and the objects which are stationary. We have learned that motion is a relative concept because see the picture. Here the man is sitting in a train and the train is moving. That means actually the man is in motion with the train, but he observing outside the window and he feels that he is at a steady position and the house and the trees all are moving in opposite direction. But if man is standing on the road, then he will observe that house or trees are in steady position and the passenger which is inside the train, he is in motion with the train. That means here understand that the motion is a relative concept. Okay, that means if the position of an object is changing with respect to its surrounding, then it is said to be in motion. Otherwise it is said to be at rest position. Take another example. The school bus is moving. Okay, the school bus is in motion. So the student inside the school bus, they are also in motion. So the boy standing on the bus stand observes that the bus is in motion and the boy is at stationary position. But the boys which are sitting inside the bus, they observe that all other surrounding things, they are moving in opposite direction. So that we can say that the motion is a relative concept. Let us understand the terms displacement and distance. So what is the similarities and what is the difference between these two terms? Let us observe the first figure. One boy is on the bicycle at point A, at point B a home, and at point C it is a final point. So the boy traveling from point A to C. Suppose that he first go to the point B, that means he covers the distance 4 meter. Then from B to C, it covers the distance 3 meter. That means the boy traveled total distance equal to 4 meter plus 3 meter equal to 7 meter. Okay, so distance is a 7 meter and distance is a scalar quantity because we are just adding the total distance. That means it requires only magnitude. Okay, now A is the initial position and C is a final position. Actually the boy wants to go from the point initial position A to the final position C. That means from A to C, actually it covers the shortest distance is 5 meter. So this is called as a displacement. That means the shortest distance covered from the initial point to the final point, it is called as a displacement. And displacement needs magnitude as well as direction. So displacement is a vector quantity and displacement is a smaller one and distance is a bigger. Okay, now let us observe the second example. One boy is riding on a bicycle, he taking a curved path, so and he reaches at a final position. So this is the path is we have to add just the total distance and find the total distance covered by that boy. So this is called as a distance. It needs only magnitude, so distance is a scalar quantity. But actually if you observe that the initial position and final position of that boy is given, so this is the shortest path covered by that boy, so this smallest shortest distance is called as a displacement. So displacement, it is a shortest quantity and it needs the direction, so it is a vector quantity. Also you can observe in the third figure also. So we can say that displacement is the shortest distance covered by the boy and distance is the total distance traveled, and displacement is a vector quantity and distance is a scalar quantity. Okay, we just discussed about the two terms displacement and the distance. So let us write down the difference between the terms displacement and the distance. First one, displacement is a vector quantity because it needs magnitude and direction both, but distance is a scalar quantity. Second point, displacement is the minimum distance between the starting and the finishing point, but distance is the length of the actual path traveled by an object in motion while going from one point to the another. Let us understand the third point. The displacement of an object can be zero, but the actual distance traversed by it may not be zero. Why? Because take one example. Suppose we are traveling through a circular path. That means here the initial position and the final position of an object is same. So we can say that the displacement of an object can be zero. But he travels some distance from initial position to the final position. So we can say that the actual distance may not be zero.